Anyway, now we're moving on to Out of Love. And this season 1 came out, couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
2019, 2018,
Yes.
2019. And season 2 is being released on in a few episodes at a time on Hotstar. I watched all of season 1 and I watched the first episode of season 2. Shriya, how about you?
No, I haven't watched any of them, unfortunately.
Okay. So Miraal, it's just you and me.
Let's go.
Out of
Excited.
Love, Out of Love season 1. Why don't you give us the premise and then I'll give you my first blush reactions to it.
So this is a story of a couple, this Akarsh, which is played by what's his name, Purab Kohli, of course.
Purab Kohli, yes.
And Meera, which is Rasika Dugal. And Akarsh and Rasika Dugal have a son, and they're happily married till Rasika Dugal's character Meera finds out that Akarsh is having an affair with a much younger Alia, and Ali is pregnant. And this is all season 1. And
wait, I don't think you gave that the dramatic emphasis that it needed. She's pregnant.
She's pregnant.
Yeah.
With Akarsh's kid.
Wasn't just an affair. She's pregnant. Sorry, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
And Alia's rich father is so there's complications around Alia's rich father and Akarsh's work, and so they get divorced, and Akarsh marries Alia, and they have a daughter. And second season is
because she was pregnant. Right, I'm sorry.
And Meera, and this entire love-hate relationship between Akarsh and Meera, where Meera then takes the son and starts living in Kannur. In second season, Akarsh has moved to Delhi, but moves back to Kannur to torture Meera out of Kannur. So this love-hate relationship between Akarsh and Meera, where Akarsh is trying to drive Meera out of Kannur, but keep the son because he misses the son. And things don't go well for Akarsh because Meera retaliates. So the episodes are dropping every other week, I think every week, bit by bit. But very interesting twists and turns. And of course, Rasika Dugal and Purab Kohli are phenomenal together. You'll just love that chemistry between them and the love-hate relationship. They are just phenomenal together. But really interesting series. What do you think, Scott?
Well, it was man. The first half where she just plays the suspicious woman, the suspicious wife, and she gets a little I almost said a little crazy. That's wrong. She gets a little extreme in her behavior, but it turns out that she was completely right. And so once she finally finds out, there's no way that Akarsh can explain his way out of this. When it's irrefutable, that frankly is when the series gets really interesting, because they play with you a little bit as the viewer. Is she being too suspicious? Is this really going on? I mean, like from the first scene, the very first scene of the there's a clue that something's happening. But really, once she figures it out, then it gets, because then it's, well, what's going to happen? And you can, because she went to such lengths to find out what was going on, and if in fact he was having an affair, you knew that this was not going to end well for him.
Yeah, but she's very dramatic in the way she does things, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yes. I mean, okay. So I just want to, this one scene I think explains a tremendous amount. She is now full blown. She has figured out everything. She has seduced his accountant to find out what's going on with the paperwork, and she's looked through his phones. She knows the whole story, and they pop in unannounced to a friend's house where the young woman that he's having an affair with, where she lives, they're friends with, she is friends. The doctor and her cheating husband are friends with this woman's parents, and she is looking at some artifacts from their travels, like this. I picked up this in France, and I picked up this in where she holds this vase and she just drops it and it shatters. It just whoosh. And I thought, that is a not so subtle clue from the writers that shit is going down. And it does, man. That it is the most uncomfortable dinner. I love uncomfortable dinners. They are some of my favorite scenes in movies and TV where she just like, if there were if she's Wile E. Coyote just blowing up I mean, just everything goes to hell. She blows everything up, every bridge crossing has been burned, blown up. The earth has been salted. She is a woman on a mission. And frankly, like, there's a part of me that's like, she kind of overdid it, but she kind of didn't. I mean, he was a jerk. I mean, he really, not just the cheating, like he forged her name and took her money and mortgaged the house. And it just, he deserved it. He really did. But man, she did not hold back. and when she broke that vase, I thought, yeah, okay, here we go. And that was it. That was.
I thought she was phenomenal, but he was, what an actor. I mean, Puruk Kohli's come a long way from being he was a DJ, he was a RJ at he was a jockey, he was a presenter at Channel V and then MTV or something. And come on, the guy's matured as an actor. He is phenomenal.
Okay, the only thing I will say about him, and then I'll get your reactions to this. But I thought, okay, if I'm the husband, if I'm the cheating, lying, stealing husband who has been playing it cool, right? I've been playing it cool this whole time, and then my wife, whom I've now decided that I can't stand anymore because she's just wrecked. He played it. He was too calm. I don't like in the first episode of season 2, he was vindictive and nasty and kind of like, all right, you want it? Okay, here we go. It's in your face. But like, he just seemed like it was, man, this is his response was, wow, this, boy, this is a real problem. Who's going to pick up our son at the soccer game? Like that's as upset as he seemed. Like, oh man, this is a scheduling problem that needs to be fixed. He didn't seem nearly as upset as I would be if I were the lying, cheating jerk. There was very little emotion. Like, I am more.
He doesn't seem to have a conscience. His character sketch is very clear. He's a psychopath. For somebody like him.
No, but the difference between season 1 and 2 is significant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I am more upset about this than he was at the end of season until finally at the very, very end, he threw her down and like she cut her face when he got physical with her. But up until that point, he was just like, dude, like I wasn't buying it. I thought, she has intentionally wrecked your entire life and you don't seem that upset about it. That was the only problem I had with the series. He was just like, man, this kind of sucks. That was his response. His response was not nearly as upset. He was not nearly as upset as I thought he would or should be.
I thought he harbored a lot of animosity against her at the end of season 1 because
at the very end, yes.
He did, and he kept it with him, and that's what's coming back as a revenge start of season 2. That's how I remember season 1.
He was just too chill.
What he's bringing with him season 2 is that revenge. He is all for her. He wants to destroy her. He wants to take the son away. And
yes, season 2, Akarsh is the guy. That's like that character makes sense. End of like as my life is being blown up. See, Akarsh, he just seemed too calm. Now I get it. Now he makes sense as a character.
Season 1, he is the guy who's trying to hide stuff. He wants life to go on as it is because he's having the best of both.
She put everything out there. She let it all out, and he was just like, "Hey, don't listen. We got to stop. Hey, why don't you stop it? Shh, just come on. I think we've had enough. I think we need to go home now." He should. I would have reached across the table if I were the lying, cheating scumbag. I would have reached across the table and strangled her. She blew everything up, and he was just like, "Oh man."
He's just trying to have the best of both worlds. He's just trying to maintain the calm between the mistress and the girlfriend and the wife, because He just wants
Mm.
both. He doesn't want to let one go. He's having a good time. Why would he stop?
She's gone. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. She's gone. He should have realized it. I don't know. I think we
Hey,
disagree on that. Okay, all right.
Men that
As a man, I know men. Yes.
Honestly, men that have the let me just call it balls again. Men have
Yes.
balls to have extra.
Women can have balls too, by the way.
Do not see that they're hurting anybody. They see that they feel they're worth it, right?
Again, she put on the black dress. She dropped the vase, and he's like, "What are you doing? You are dropping expensive." And then she just
he's not worried about how he's wrecked her life. He's worried about the cost of the vase.
No. That's not my point. My point is he should be a lot more upset. That's it. Like he is not someone who cares.
No,
about
I'm thinking he's upset about the wrong thing. You're thinking he should be a lot more upset? He's upset about the wrong thing. He's upset about the vase. He should be upset about the women.
Well, this is no. This is once he was just way too calm about breaking a friend's artifact, and then he was way too calm at dinner as she slowly and methodically destroys his life.
He's trying his best to maintain calm at somebody else's house, and that too his girlfriend's father. So.
Again, I maintain that if someone has destroyed my life and potential, it just talked about, she said, oh, by the way, she's pregnant, and oh, by the way, she had an abortion. Those are not times to keep calm. Those are times to be like, what the bleep, he was just. That's all I'm saying. Season 2 of Akarsh, yes, much more interesting because he's much more evil.
He is lethal. He will do anything to destroy her. Yeah.
Yes, he's much more interesting in season 2.
But how far have you gone? Have you watched the latest?
Just one episode.
There's one that dropped yesterday that was like, she's hurting him now.
Frankly, I think she was well within her rights. I think she walked right up to the edge of overdoing it and stopped. Maybe she put a foot overdoing it.
Did you watch yesterday's?
All I said, I watched the first episode of season 2. That's it. And I think honestly, she overdid it.
Watch the latest.
He overdid it.
He does it back.
Sneaking around his house.
They're going back and forth. He hurt her, and now yesterday she hurt him back. So
I kind of got the impression that season 1 would be.
This is fun. I'm loving how they're doing it to each other. I'm absolutely loving it.
It felt like
I'm so sorry for the kid though. The kid is in the middle. So
yeah, okay. He's I feel like he's getting manipulated.
But having said that, I love season 1 and season 2. Very watchable. Love this back and forth. Both actors are phenomenal. Rasika Dugal, Purab Kohli, just phenomenal. Both of them in their respective roles as the warring ex-couple.
Yeah, it feels like the War of the Roses. So far, I'm just going to say so far, she is in the wrong in season 2. She is the one overstepping her bounds. She can't let it go. She's sneaking around at his house.
You haven't caught up with
I just said
the
I haven't.
latest episode.
Yes. Well,
I don't think she's out of bounds. I think she's perfectly doing it the way
she should just walk into someone's house and look through their stuff, and she should just do that, look through their stuff and crash the wedding reception. She should just do that. That's okay.
Oh no! You haven't watched the latest episode. Hey, you're being so opinionated about the woman. Oh no, Scott. No.
Wait.
Watch the latest episode. He's trying to drive her out of her home for no reason. We got a man versus woman problem here.
I think she was totally with. Wait a minute. I don't think you heard me.
Honestly, people, our verdict on Out of Love is watch. It is so watchable.
Definitely
you are going to enjoy this. This
definitely
one.
watch. Definitely watch season 2 where the woman is wrong. She's right in season 1, but she's wrong.
The woman is not wrong. The man is totally out of bound. He needs to be arrested.
Oh, in season 1, not in season 2.
In season 2, right now.